Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live, and there's also a coffee, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and X. Now, we are joined by One Deck, Chocolate Saiyan, Neil, and a whole bunch of people in the Politics Flat Earth Debate Discord server, so welcome one and all.
But hey,
Let's get it.
Yeah. Morning, Nathan.
Good morning, good to be here.
Yo, good morning, y'all.
You're joining us and you're one of my members and you happen to have watched this at the pre-show. It was very blue. There was lots of swearing. Hopefully that'll end now. We're live. We'll see how we get on. As I already mentioned in the intro, we're in the politics server. Hopefully one of my mods will stick a link to this fantastic server so you can join and discuss these things when we're not having a live show. There's other sections too. Politics is a great server. There's all sorts of other subjects. It's not just flat Earth. I say just flat Earth. Hardly a just subject. Earth's measured flat. Any evidence of a physical geometric sphere-edge horizon, formerly known as Earth curve?
No.
No?
Well then.
Hello. I mean, we've spent the majority of the pre-show talking about how we measure Earth flat, like from sea level, parallel with eye level. Is there no Earth curve measurements that potentially we could have put on the table to discuss? Just a little bit of Earth curve measurement, maybe?
What is this Earth curve you speak of? What is
I don't know, I
this?
just hope we get some measurements of it. Just a little bit of Earth curve measurements, maybe?
Did this guy explain how did he get to 80,000 feet?
I don't know if he measured that, but if he
do you
did,
mind
he'd
if
be
I ask
measuring...
a question, by the way? Like, I don't know if it's the correct moment right now, but like, I have a question for the flat earthers.
Feel free.
You got a little bit of Earth curve?
No, Kane's got a
Okay,
measure.
so,
Go ahead, Kane. Is it Kane?
So, I talked to many flat earthers, and I understand that most of them believe that it's impossible to create a model for the Earth. Do you agree with that?
Right, you're asking me based on the stereotype that you've held up. You've never met me, and you're asking me, do I want to be stereotyped by you? Is that your question?
I think he's
My
asking
question
if
is,
you can
do
model
you
reality.
think that it's possible to create a model of the Earth?
What kind of model? Like a runway model?
You know how the globe model is a model of the Earth?
No. Can you show me that, please? Like, can you go on mute, please?
So the globe model...
No. I don't need a
is
verbal...
conceptual
Stop.
way
Just one second,
Yes.
Kane. It's just one sec. Can you show it me? I don't need a verbal description. Can you show me the globe model, please?
It's a conceptualization. So you can either think of it, or you can
that's
just
no,
like
no,
draw it on a piece of paper. You can model it. There's like many ways
Stop.
to... Yeah.
Stop. Why are you telling me it's conceptual and I can think about it? What are you talking about?
Because it
saying
is.
you don't-
It's the
I'm still
definition of
talking.
a model.
I'm still talking. Are you saying you don't have one? I can just think about it. Okay, I've thought about it and I'm thinking
No,
there
I
isn't
have
one. I'm still
I have a
talking. I'm
model.
still talking. I'm thinking about it and there isn't one. There you go. I've thought about it. There isn't one. Do you want to show me one beyond me just thinking about it? Because that's not good enough. Have you got a globe model to show me, yes or no? So compare it. You've said we haven't got one.
Sure. You can take any... so the thing is, there are many ways to represent the globe.
Show me
For
it.
example, you can take...
So don't tell me there's many
yes, you can
ways.
take
Oh
a
my
globe.
God, this is getting irritating. Moderation team, can you take
Do
charge?
you-
Good,
do you know what a globe
guys,
is?
moderate. I'm not talking to you anymore, sir. I'm talking to the mod team. Yeah, and it just need you to take charge and tell him so I don't have to ask him 15 more times, right? I don't need to be told there are many different ways to conceptualize it, okay? Show it me or accept you haven't got one. Sorry, you're juxtaposing the one you have got with the one that, by stereotype,
Just
we
for
say
clarity, I
I'm
cannot
still
send
talking. There we go.
pictures.
Silence. It's only when I'm talking that you want to talk, right, Kane? I'm summarising, given that there was just a protracted silence in the gap where you could have been talking, or presenting the model that you want to juxtapose with the one you say we haven't got by stereotype. Now, I've just summarised your stupid position. Okay, Kane? Are you done? Are you done, Kane? I'll take that as a yes.
No, yeah, okay, I was muted. So I sent the picture of a globe in the side chat. Yeah.
A picture of it? Do you mean picture of it?
Yeah,
model?
That is a globe.
Is it
What
the
do you mean?
globe?
You asked me
Oh my
to
God.
show you.
I asked for the
a
globe model.
And there you go. That is a globe.
Okay, so
Yeah,
let's
that
have
is
a
a
look at
globe.
it. Sorry, it's a globe model. Hold on. So you've sent us the globe model. It'll have gravity. It'll have gas pressure without a container. It'll have pseudo-Riemannian bent space-time geometry. It'll have orbital, elliptical, and non-elliptical motion in it. It's got all those things, right? It's a globe model, right? It's got all of them. Yeah, correct? Is that what you've sent me?
Molten core, all of that.
Molten core, gravity. It's got all of these things. Bent pseudo-Riemannian geometry. Does it have those things? I don't seem to be getting a fucking answer. Hello? Does it have those things, Kane?
Nathan, can you calm down? I was muted. So,
I will do what I
keep getting
fucking
muted by the
choose,
mods.
you stupid
So
globe-believing
please,
retard.
yes, yeah.
I've asked you a
You can
question.
keep your
Either answer it or
So,
fuck off.
If it had all of those things, it wouldn't be a model.
Yeah, it would. It'd be your model
point
that
is
you're
that it's a physical
juxtaposing. Is it just me or is he still talking? He's made a claim. It wouldn't be a model if it had those things. Now, your model will require to have those bleeding things, and if it hasn't got them, I'll be pointing that out, Kane. Yeah, is it just because it hasn't got those things that it wouldn't be a model if it did? No, you need those things in your model because you're juxtaposing that with a model you say we haven't got, Kane. So if you're going to ask me about a model I haven't got because you've got a fantastic model, then we're going to need to see that and you haven't given it us. But apparently because you haven't given it us, it wouldn't be a model if it had those things that I've just asked for. No, Kane, you fail. So you who's off mute in my G+ panel?
That's me.
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to make sure I'm hearing correctly, right? You're saying if it has all the things that Nathan named, all the parts of your supposed paradigm, it wouldn't be a model. But what you just posted, which is a picture of a globe, you consider that to be a model of a globe? I'm just trying to make sure I'm hearing correctly.
Those laws and properties that Nathan mentioned are things that we keep into consideration when we're using and studying, the world through the model. The model itself doesn't have those properties because it's still a physical object that is affected by, for example, the gravity of the Earth.
Through the picture, we study those things through the picture you sent us, the model, that picture, right?
Not that picture.
No, so that'd be a no, Kane. So that'd be a no, Kane. Kane, you can shut up now. Kane. Yeah, Kane, I'm concluding your failure. Kane, shut up. Shut up, Kane. No, I'm concluding, Kane. That would be a no then. So when you say they study these things using the model, what you sent us, no, they don't. They don't study it from the picture. Because it doesn't have those things, Kane. It's not a model. Now, your previous rebuttal, are you still talking through the model? It's only when I'm talking, right, Kane? It's only when I'm talking, right? You pathetic failure. You globe-believing cuck of a man. Is it only when I'm talking there, Kane? Because I still haven't taken breath, and you're still talking in the middle of me talking, Kane. Yeah, that would be a no, Kane. It doesn't... oh, my God. Moderators, I can't communicate with this man. Just remove him from the discussion. He's failed miserably. Kane, you stupid, spastic, globe-believing asshole. You've been removed from the discussion because you couldn't shut the fuck up while we pointed out how stupid your idiot assertion of a model that you wanted to burn in a straw man on the flat earth side of this discussion by juxtaposition with a fucking picture that you showed us. Now you've been removed, you stupid shithead. Okay? Next time, stop flapping your gums while I take apart your stupid crap. Okay? Next.
Hey, just a reminder, no cursing here. Thank you.
Again?
Why would you ask for a model in an existence question?
Reification fallacy. Next.
Anybody else has a globe model?
There isn't one. They just need to hold up an imaginary one in juxtaposition to a flat earth one. Apparently, we say we don't have.
Just send Kane a picture of the horizon and say, there's our model.
I mean, do any of the other Globers agree with this guy that the picture, whatever picture he posted, is that the model? Is that the globe model, the all-encompassing, all-knowing globe model? It's a picture of a globe?
Heaven forbid.
Are you guys in agreement with that?
Heaven forbid. If it showed things like bent pseudo-Riemannian space-time geometry, it wouldn't be a model.
Yeah, that was the funniest thing I heard all day. And the day just started.
You just got to imagine them things. He said, you just got to, think about these things as if they're really there, and then the model all comes together in your mind, in your imagination. That's how it works.
0 for 2 or 3 so far. No acknowledgements from the Globetard side when we point out how idiotic their questions are, how Earth must be measured flat for their assertions that they put to us, how their strawman fallacies fail. We haven't had a single smegging acknowledgement. Kane, the coward, has gone on server deafen, though. He's put his fingers in his ears. He can't bear to hear this. He could only talk while I talk.
Actually, can't enable.
Maybe we can get like a couple of the Globers to speak amongst themselves, because I don't know. I'm sure there's a Glober or two in here that might suggest that the Earth curve is too big to measure, right? But then I'm sure there might be others that simultaneously might say that we actually do measure it and have to negotiate it while flying and all types of other shit. So like, because we've heard these two things for so long, this is a problem between yourselves, the globe side. You can't have something, you can't have an Earth curve that's too big to measure, but also you have to negotiate it. So is that something you guys are working on, like Globers between each other? Can we hear like both sides of that before you come check us? Because telling us that it's too big to measure the curve is crazy.
You're saying because it's a flat Earth, globe Earth discussion, we as flat Earthers are quite intrigued from your side, globe believers. When are you going to get it together and measure some curve? Is that something on the horizon for you guys, or are you just going to keep sitting in contradiction where it's so big it's flat? What gives?
On the horizon.
I mean, this contradiction it stands out, especially now that a lot of you Globers have come to the realization that you have to say that it's too big to measure because there's no curve. So you can't also say that the curve that's too big to measure is also a curve that you have to negotiate or navigate around, right? Because that would be a contradiction. So again, have you guys worked that out between yourselves before you come check us, or what? Globers, go.
Well, I was wondering if anybody has a measurement for the circumference of the equator.
Hey, did you hear the question that I just put to you guys?
No.
How do you respond with a question?
Because they don't need to be answering questions. They need to remain in
Well, I
control
was
of
looking for
discussion.
something
for
else.
instance,
That's why.
Hayuka would prefer to plow on. Yesterday, he was annihilated with his measurement of eye point. I mean, he didn't acknowledge that, so I mean, we could go through that again with Hayuka in continuation of the discussion yesterday. Do we measure our height with eye point, Hayuka?
Oh no! Today I was interested in the circumference of the equator. Do you have a measurement?
Today I asked a question about whether you clowns can actually measure the curve, or is it too big to measure? Because that's a problem for you guys.
You said clowns. That's why I
Circumferences
didn't
are
answer.
planar in nature. You're talking about a circumference is a circle. You're talking about drawing a circle, which is a planar object.
Oh, but you have a circle on the equator on flat Earth.
It is a flat. Circles are flat. That was just what moderators. It seems like we're putting stuff back. Moderators, I'm talking just so in case Hayuka decides he's going to hijack this. We've just responded to him. 2 people, in fact 3, have just responded to him, and he hasn't acknowledged it. Could the moderators hold this guy to task to acknowledge what's been put back to him in response, so we don't just go through the motions of him ignoring every single thing we say? Is that possible that you could just hold him to that? And if he doesn't want to, just get rid of him. Circles are flat. Ipso facto, I don't have to prove anything, Hayuka. Can you acknowledge that?
Oh, circles can be flat, yes.
Can be. They are.
Oh, if you want, they can stand up.
That's the second time. It's obfuscating me. Moderators, I don't want to do this. This isn't fun for me. I don't want to do this. I don't want to talk to somebody. When I say a demonstrable fact, like circles are flat, He says they can be if you want them to be. Fuck off, you disingenuous wanker. Piss off. I don't want to talk to you no more. You're a waste of space. Can be if I want them to be. I want you to fuck off. Let's see if I get what I want. We'll see.
But like Chocolate's asked him a question for Earth curvature proof and measurement. He can't address that. How was Earth curve measured? Who measured it? What instruments were used?
Seems like a basic question. We're in a flat Earth debate. Right, we say it's measured flat. How can we prove that? What about elevation angles? We measure Earth flat with those. What about mapping? We measure Earth flat with those. What about charting? We measure and chart the world flat. Yeah, that's right. What about all forms of navigation? Yeah, that's all flat. Building stuff? Yeah, that's all flat. What about heights off anything ever? Yeah, that's all flat too. So there's plenty of flat Earth measurements. Where's your globe measurement?
A good one?
Give it. Yeah, go on.
A really good flat Earth measurement is a dip angle correction measurement. That's one of the ones you get your globes from.
But my more specific question is, how did you measure something that's too big to measure according to the same people who say they measure it?
Well, I think they measured
I'm not getting off that shit. Like, you guys have to work that out again.
Well, it's only us talking about the flat Earth measurements. It's only us talking about the elevation angles, sea level, and horizontal and parallel and plumb. We're not hearing any curvature measurements from the globers. Why is that?
What is the definition of the curve you are looking for?
What's the definition? We're not looking for a definition. We're looking for a measurement.
Oh, what's that? What's the definition of the curve?
Second time, he's just ignored me. Moderators, again, he's doing it again. So I respond to him with a very specific, direct answer to his question. He entirely ignores that. Yeah, I don't want to deal with this. It's a waste of everybody's time. We don't want to define curvature. We want to get some measurements of it. Like I say, I've got flat Earth measurements in the form of elevations off sea level, elevation angles, charting, mapping. All those things are measurements. Now we're asking, given that we measure Earth flat, where's the curve measurements? How do you define curve is your response. I don't give a shit. I'm not defining it. I'm not claiming it. I'm asking for measurements of it if you, the globe-believing idiots in this panel, want to suggest we're on a bleeding ball. You give me your evidence of you being on your ball you believe you are on. Don't tell me to define the words that you need to prove with measurements, okay? I've responded to you.
Yeah, there's a claim on the table that the Earth has got a radius of 3959. Now, who measured that? When did they measure it? And what did they use to measure it?
Don't ask us how we define radius, yeah? Because that's silly. But is it only us being asked how we...
Conversion time.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, whoever that was.
I mean, the flat earthers in this 24/7 panel, right? Like, is that not a reasonable question for these globers? Like, again, how is it too big to measure the curve, but also you measure the curve? That sounds like crackhead type shit, right? That sounds like a bit of a problem.
Yeah, you're just saying that.
Maybe that's why Hayuka doesn't want to talk about that.
So incredibly flat that we can't measure it. Just trust me, bro. It's because of the flatness that, you know, we can't measure it flat. So here's all of our curved shape measurements, and the fact that it's curved means it's flat. If we were offering that as a standard, it's just so stupid, isn't it? That's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, we'll measure it flat. That's cool. It's only because it's really big that we can measure Earth flat. Right? No, you're just measuring Earth flat. Like everybody always. That's how it's measured.
I mean, literally the last time, what was it, last Friday when we were in here? So somebody literally said, if you have a curved surface big enough, you can't tell the difference between a curved surface and a flat one. Oh, okay, so that makes it a flat one? Like, are you okay? I mean, that's fine. You can keep saying that shit. in forever. I don't care, but it seems to be a bit of a contradiction that you guys need to work out. Just saying.
Well, if the
Right.
conceptual unit doesn't match with the aspect of reality you're trying to reference, it's not a measurement. That's fine if you take that position, go ahead. But you can't then turn around and use it. You know what I mean?
It's almost as if they're saying something as stupid as the globe is flat and it's measured like that.
That is exactly what they're saying.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
So I've got another question, and it has to do with.
No
So
globe
let's
proof
just take
then.
the Burj Khalifa, for example. So we know the Burj Khalifa is the tallest building
So
in the
am I
world.
just
It's
being
800.
ignored here? I don't
Yeah.
understand how my questions keep getting responded to by other questions.
I know.
What's going on here?
Well,
Guy that's asking about the Burj
I
Khalifa. We'll get to your question, but one of my panel's just objecting because he's asked a question, he's put it out 3 times, and you haven't acknowledged it or said, I can't answer your question, I'm really sorry, but I have a question about the Burj Khalifa. So is it possible that you can just appease my panel member by saying, I understand that we're not going to be giving out earth curve measurements here, but can I ask a question about the Burj Khalifa? Because then he'll be appeased that he's, at least been acknowledged about his question about the lack of earth curve measurements.
Yeah. So with regards to Earth curve measurements, I don't really have a rebuttal to your question. I'm sorry, but I do have a question to put forward about the Burj Khalifa.
Perfectly reasonable. Thank you so much. Go ahead. Sorry, Chocolate.
Okay. So the Burj Khalifa is 828 meters tall, and what I know is people would actually watch the sunsets, at the bottom of the Burj Khalifa, and then once they go all the way up to the top of the floor, they can then see the sunset again for another 4 minutes. This would only be possible on a curved Earth. I wonder if you had a.
Stop. That's really irritating. That's very.
He's begging the question.
Just before you tell him he's begging the question. No. So what you're telling me is you go up how many meters?
Do you have a response for this?
I'm responding to you.
Okay.
You said you go how high up? Off a flat Earth? Did you say you go?
Meters.
How high off a flat Earth did you say you go up the Burj Khalifa?
About 828 meters, give
measured
or take.
Off a flat Earth.
Might not have the
so you're using a measured flat Earth for the height off sea level then? Yes.
Welcome to flat Earth.
I assume so.
Stop. You don't need to stutter your way around your comprehension of what you've done. You've offered me a height off sea level in meters. That's a perpendicular.
No, I
excuse me, stuttery wanker that's now talking through me as I respond to your fuckwit claim that you used the flat Earth measurement. You've measured your height off surface level. You're measuring your eye level parallel with surface level. My God, it's the 3rd time this asshole has chanted through my response to him. What a wanking globe-believing tosser. Mate, shut the fuck up while I take a giant shit on your use of flat Earth measurements for the height of the Burj Khalifa off the fucking surface level. You stupid globe-believing spastic. Shut him up, moderators. I'm fucking tired of it. Shut the fuck up, you globe-believing spastic. You're measuring a fucking flat Earth and you're high off it to ask me about whether or not you'll see a sun go rhetorically behind an Earth curve edge. Your height's being measured off sea level, surface level, for eye level to remain parallel with it. Earth must be flat. So you're going to ask me, when I raise and detail my eye level off surface level, I see the sun doing X. Yeah, well, your only measurement in this question, sir, measured a flat Earth. Now, given that you've tried to obfuscate and chant through me responding to your fuckwit idiocy and use of flat Earth measurements, I'd like you to now respond to me, given I've taken my time, through a belligerent twat who decided to talk through me, to explain just how fucking flat Earth must be for you to assert your height above it. Okay, globe-believing clown. Now you can respond and acknowledge that you won't be doing this again. That's using flat Earth measurements to say how Earth isn't flat. You may respond.
First of all, you completely pivoted from my point. Second of all, I'll use whatever measurements I like.
No, you will not. No, you will not. You will absolutely not use a flat Earth measurement to tell me Earth isn't flat. You stupid globe-believing spastic. You think you can tell me after measuring how high you are off a flat Earth that the Earth isn't flat? And you can just tell me when I point that out that, oh, I'll still use whatever. He's still belligerent. He's still chanting. He's losing, but he can definitely talk while I talk. Because that'll mean you're winning, won't it, son? While you tell me, oh, I will use your flat Earth measurements to say how curvy the ground is that I've measured my parallel eye level from, to tell you how high I am off a surface level. Yeah, you're telling me how high you are off a flat Earth, you stupid retard, and telling me that you will use whatever measurements
Instead of picking cotton, how about you pick up some women, you fat ass nigger? You see, niggers can't be top Jews.
Some wanker who's going to talk at the absolute top of their lungs with no justification to white knight through my summary of this asshole's use of flat Earth measurements. No, he is getting told off, and telling me that he'll use whatever he likes will just be met with righteous indignation. No, you stupid globe-believing retard. You will not use my stuff, my flat Earth measurements off surface level, for your height of the Burj Khalifa, because that would prove that you're measuring a flat Earth to tell me how flat it isn't, you stupid dumbass. Do you understand that you know I'll use whatever measurements I like rebuttal just had a giant steaming shit put on it by me when I pointed out for the second time how your use of a flat Earth measurement will not be tolerated in spite of your belligerence? You don't use our flat Earth measurements, retard. Do I make myself clear?
No, you haven't, because I'm going to still use them.
No, you don't get to use height off sea level in an argument for how level the sea isn't. You stupid retard. That violates the law of non-contradiction. Excuse me, while I summarise your violation of the law of non-contradiction, you utter spastic, that doesn't mean you get to open your fucking mic and chant through me how you will, in defiance of the flat Earth you need, tell me that you'll use a flat Earth for your height above sea level when describing the height of the Burj Khalifa. You won't get to do that, sir. I'll stop you, and if you persist, do you know what'll happen? You'll be shut down by the moderation team, you dumbass wanker, while I get to shout and swear at you for being a fuckwit retard, using flat Earth measurements and telling me that I'm going to use whatever I like. No, you fucking won't. No, you'll get on your knees. No, you will get on your knees and acknowledge just how flat Earth must be for a parallel eye level. That's what you'll do, and you will do it or you'll be shut down. You'll do it because I'm demanding it. And if you say, nah, I'll prove that the ground level curves when I use my height above ground level. No, you fucking won't. It's a violation of the law of non-contradiction as he uses his fundy mute button on me for the third time in defiance of the winning argument that made him look like a prick. Prick. Don't use our stuff. Clear? Don't get to use height off surface level. You don't get to use that.
So are you going to address my point? Are you just going to yammer on about, oh, this is my measurement? So I'm going to.
No, I will. I'll answer you. Shut him up while I do so. I will now yammer on for quite a lengthy time about how Earth is measured flat by everybody always, and there are no exceptions. Yes, I will absolutely take this opportunity to grab hold of this mic and tell the audience and everyone around you, you stupid globe-believing spastic who just used globe measurements of curve level for your height. No, you didn't, you stupid retard. You used my measurements. So yeah, I am going to babble on about it because it's a flat Earth proof that you're using there, son. You're getting told off and chastised for it with absolute justification. Nobody's stopping me from telling you off, you stupid retard. You're getting told off because you keep telling me that I'm going to use your stuff anyway. If I need to measure my height off surface level for my parallel eye level, then I will go forward and tell you how bendy that surface level I just measured is when I look at the horizon up the Burj Khalifa. No, you won't, spastic. You'll get told off by a flat earther named Nathan Oakley for being a retard. And no one will stop me telling you off because you are a retard. You've just used flat Earth measurements and your only rebuttal is to talk through me telling you off. That's all you've got. Pathetic idiot.
You really like masturbating to the sound of your own voice. Like how
Now
long was that
remove him.
monologue?
Now he's breaking the terms of
shut
service.
up, you glurf.
Now this glurf wanker's decided to tell me off for wanking. No, I'm not masturbating. I'm telling you, don't use my stuff. Don't use my flat Earth measurement. I'll use height of sea level for my conclusion that Earth's measured flat. That's what I'll be using, because I get to use a flat Earth measurement off surface level. I get to use parallel eye level. You don't. What you get is shouted at. What, you're asking me if I'm masturbating? No, I'm not. No, what you are using is our measurements of a flat Earth, though, son. That's why you are no longer taking part in the discussion, having asked me if I'm masturbating. No, I'm not. I'm proving a flat Earth with your measurements. I am taking your stupid question about the Burj Khalifa and proving Earth is measured flat with it. That's what I'm doing, son.
And further to that, the elevation angle changing as you raise in altitude to allow you to see a second rhetorical sunset is still a measure of an elevation angle. So, yeah, it's still flat Earth.
The depression is it not a depression angle once you're raised in altitude? You're talking about a depression angle.
I don't think it would be with the sun. No.
Fair enough.
But that's
either
debatable.
Way, still an angle.
Funny thing is as well, like he could answer Chocolate's question of, you know, any evidence of how Earth curves measured. He's quite open to say, well, no, I haven't got a clue about that. And then talks about an observation and said that's only possible on a curved Earth. Huh.
That's
yeah,
only possible
and
on a flat Earth.
Like,
it's only possible on a flat Earth because his prerequisite is a height measurement off a surface level. So he needs a flat Earth to make this assertion. Stupid. He hasn't acknowledged it. He's chanted through me several times. Asked me if I'm masturbating. Pervert. You are a pervert. You don't have a rebuttal to me pointing out that you're using flat Earth measurements. You tell me that I'm masturbating. Now you're chanting through me again like a zealot bitch. Yeah, bitch. I'm going to ask the moderators to fuck you off permanently now. You're not in charge, you stupid dumbass wanker. You are a wanker. You're using our measurements. That got you called a wanker. Don't use our measurements, wanker. They're ours, not yours. You couldn't acknowledge that. Now you don't get to take part anymore because you're a dickhead. An unreasonable dickhead who's stealing our stuff and then saying, I'll use it anyway. You've been caught red-handed using our flat Earth measurements and your only response is, I'll use them if I want. No, you fucking won't.
That was pretty brash, wasn't it?
Yeah. Tell me you'll use your flat Earth measurements. No, you will not. Under any circumstances. Not if I'm around.
Well, when I was a Glober, that was one thing I always laughed about when flat earthers were using the curve calculator to describe how much curve there isn't, right? Because it was still talking about how much curve they were seeing. It's just, you know what I mean? It was like you're losing automatically once you enter into that discussion if you have the opposing viewpoint, because you're past the point, you know?
Yeah, you're already, that's why I got the title begging the question, proof of nothing perspective hijacking Earth curve calculator, because the moment you pick it up and argue with it, you're already losing as a flat earther. You're already begging the question that there's Earth curve. You're talking about an Earth curve calculation. Just in case anybody was under the misapprehension that we're suggesting that there's Earth curve measurements, there isn't. Those calculations are also derived from a surface level measured flat and a dip angle calculation that's also, like the guy that just went at the Burj Khalifa, used parallel surface level and eye level. That's what Earth curve maths also does. Just like that guy, to suggest you've got Earth curve, you also need to measure Earth flat and your height of eye parallel with surface level. Earth's flat. That's how it's measured for everyone, always.
Oh, but in order to measure this curve, you would need to know what it is you're looking to measure.
Yeah, surface level in this instance. It's right there in the maths labelled as surface level.
What curve?
Is the curve you're looking for?
About?
The one below the surface level calculable in the maths. It only exists in the maths. You can't actually measure it. It's below the surface level that you will be measuring.
Oh, you could,
well, he's implying that he has a measurement,
right?
or that you can measure this thing that he says exists. He needs to give us the conceptual unit and what aspect of reality he's going to apply it to. So we can see if it's a measurement. If not, you don't need to talk.
It's called drop over distance.
Drop from what to what?
Welcome to flat Earth.
Oh, drop over distance, you know. That's
With
what
respect to
curve
a
is.
horizontal plane, right?
Oh, yeah, you could establish a horizontal, and you could measure elevation change, and that's your curve.
No, elevation change is described from the 0 point.
No.
So what will you describe
Described
the
from the
elevation change
horizontal
from?
reference.
Yeah, you will. You can't describe it any other way if you haven't got something to describe it from. How can you describe a change if you haven't got a... Oh, my God. It's started again. It's Hayuka, isn't it? So I'm in the middle of talking. He's got to have his mic open talking while I'm talking. I'll give him one more chance and I'll just appeal to the mods to get rid of him because he doesn't take part in reasonable discussions. He only likes to talk while the opponent he's put something to talks in response. No, if you're going to describe like rise over run or drop over distance, then you need a horizontal plane to reference the drop from. Second time.
Yes, that's correct.
Welcome to flat Earth.
Oh, so when you establish the horizontal,
welcome to flat
you
Earth.
find some
So when
drop
we establish the
over distance.
horizontal...
Is that the curve you're looking for?
No, that would be the horizontal plane of reference that we're measuring, as opposed to the curve we're looking for when we're measuring the horizontal plane of reference to describe the drop or the rise with respect to. No, I'm not looking for any curve when you ask me that question, but we definitely will need a horizontal plane to reference. Because we're going to be referencing it. For the drop... that's it, last chance. I don't want to deal with him. Can you mute him? No, fucking asshole. Remove him from the conversation. I don't want to do this. Every time I talk, I hear his voice in my ear while I'm talking. He's doing it now. He's now presumably doing it while I'm appealing to the moderators to stop him. He's going to have a last-ditch attempt to really, really piss me off while I'm in the middle of asking the mods to stop him doing it. Yeah, so piss off. I'm done with you. I don't want to talk to you. You're an asshole. I respond. You talk in the middle of me responding. Now, when I do it, it's because I'm aggrieved at you stealing my stuff, like with that guy asshole earlier. I'll use your stuff if I want to. You want to come in my house, thieve my stuff, and then tell me that you'll do it whether I'm pointing it out or not? Now, that'll get you a broken nose. That'll get your head kicked in. And that's what's going to happen metaphorically with me verbally chastising these assholes who use our flat Earth measurements. Now, if I hear their voices through the top of me while I'm chastising them, I'm on a neutral platform, one where somebody who's winning won't have their win taken away from them. Like, for instance, my opponent using a flat Earth.
This isn't neutral at all. Don't confuse yourself. You've literally dodged every question thrown at you. Any competent glober, you dodge them. You've been spasting out on the mic the whole morning. Don't confuse yourself, Nathan. And certainly don't confuse the idiots less intelligent than you in here that believe you. You don't believe you, Nathan.
Really?
Who hurt you, bro?
Let's get into it then.
Somebody hurt him bad.
Yeah, Glory, let me help you out with this, okay? This is Nathan Oakley.
Crit, you're muted. I'm not talking to you right now.
That's not gonna happen. He literally muted you, Crit.
Yeah,
he can't hear you.
So Nathan, the community doesn't need more spastic.
Bye-bye, dickhead. You think you can take charge of the server, do you, asshole? I'm thinking no. I'm a guest here too.
How you deal with them?
I have to rely on my bravado to get the moderators to do what I want. I have no control over here either. You think I'm going to mute the moderators? I'm a guest too. I wouldn't even be so bold.
We could
just
do
out of curiosity.
a simple thought experiment. What would happen if you muted me?
I'd probably be removed and never return.
And somehow Glory thinks he can do that and without any sort of repercussions. I mean, it's amazing. It's absolutely incredible.
Unbelievable. So he can chastise me for how unneutral the platform is while he mutes the moderator. You couldn't make it up.
Dude, I'll tell you what, when I walk into somebody's house, first thing I do is slap their wife, steal their lawnmower, go mow my yard, and tell them how I'm in charge.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Tell them how this place ain't fair, this place ain't reasonable. Slaps wife, takes lawnmower. He's like, what?
Thing is, though, like us, we're not asking questions. We're giving direct evidence, right? We're talking about elevation angles, how Earth's measured flat. Why are they just asking questions? We're not here to answer your questions, right? We're putting you in line of fire because we know you've got no proof of globe measurements. If you did have it, you'd be coming in here banging it around like there's no tomorrow. You don't do that, right? We do that. There's no globe measurements. The Earth is flat and it's measured like that.
Yeah. Well,
They come in with try to get me your gotchas. That's all they got.
Right. But I thought it was hilarious that he said that we dodged the questions by pointing out their necessity for Earth to be flat within the question itself. How is that dodging the question?
I was asked how the Burj Khalifa could have a sunset when you're raised in altitude. I said the altitude raising requires a flat Earth be measured for the question. Is that me dodging something? No, it's me pointing out that in the question I'm being asked, there's a flat Earth being measured. What more can I do other than say, well, in your question, you've measured Earth flat. Do I need to do anything else other than use your proof of Earth being measured flat in your question? Oh, no, that's me dodging something, is it? No, what that's doing is me taking your evidence that you thought was going to be some clever question about a sunset from the Burj Khalifa and instantly turned it into a flat Earth proof before your very eyes. And you, on the globe side, can't fucking believe what's happening. Because when I tell you, don't do that, don't use my flat Earth measurements, what you got in response is, I'll use your measurements if I have to. No, you won't.
It's basically
because the game is that we're supposed to continue and say, oh, but you're supposed to measure curve, guys. You're not supposed to be measuring a flat. You're supposed to measure curve, right? You believe it's curve, right? That's your claim. It's curve. So we're supposed to tell you that? No. We're not doing that anymore.
Well,
right?
That's what he basically said.
That's cool.
He said the Earth's measured flat. That can only work on a globe. How?
We'll call you a retard.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that no more. 2025 is just measure flat, and we're just gonna stop it right there. So once you concede, what you've been doing for years, honestly, if some of you guys are new, and you think this is new to you guys, we've been told for I don't know how long you guys have been in here, but at least for me, I've been in here like 8-9 years, and since the beginning, we were told it's too big to measure the curve. Then we went around and around, a little do-si-do about how, oh, you guys aren't you guys supposed to be measuring curve? No. Now we're not doing that anymore. It's measure flat. And every time you say it's too big to measure the curve, that's what you're saying. That's what you don't get. The game is already done.
Yeah.
This is not even a debate anymore. So it's a wrap. Welcome to Flat Earth. Snacks in the back, bathrooms to the left. Right? You're done.
Drinks through the back, smoke them if you got them.
Go ahead.
We're not here for questions. We're not here for questions. We're just going to bang you straight down. Every time you talk about globe being flat, it's going to get highlighted and you're going to get knocked down. Simple as that.
Yeah, we're sick of it. We're sick of people using our stuff. It's not fair. You don't get to tell us that we're idiot flat earthers and then say, if I go up a height off a flat earth... No, you don't get to do that no more. It's just, the game's over. And it's scary. I mean, we're here for counsel. We want to help you guys on the globe transition into the flat earth you always knew you were measuring. So big it's flat, right? Now, that's just the measured flat earth. It always was. It always will be. Earth's flat. Now, if you want to go away from this discussion and think that you're on a ball that's measured from within the globe on an equatorial plane for the angles to the stars that are measured flat also, you can believe that you're in a globe moving around the sun. I mean, that maths doesn't have you on the surface of that globe, by the way. It's within it. In hell. You can believe that. But Earth's always going to be measured flat in every single respect. Telling me that you can take those flat Earth measurements and make some question up about what the sun will do to potentially ask me how it shouldn't be doing that on a globe. No, I'll just point out that any measurement ever from you will always be flat.
That guy wasn't a globe earther, by the way.
Which, does it matter? The guy asking about the Burj Khalifa wasn't a globe earther.
Yeah, just saying he was a concave earther.
Concave earther? Doesn't matter. Makes no difference. He's still measuring his height off a flat surface, concave or globe.
Reverse curvature that hasn't been measured. Okay.
Yeah. So great. So concave earthers out there, you still need a parallel eye level with surface level. That's how Earth's measured. You still measure elevation angles. Angles don't work on concave Earth as much as they don't work on a globe Earth. You can't get an elevation angle measurement from a curved baseline regardless if it's up or down. Curve. Who cares? Earth's still flat with every single measurement always. It doesn't matter what your religion is.
It's so concave, it's flat.
So concave, it's flat. It will be for angles. Whatever happened to Stephen Christ? Is he still alive?
Is that his real last name? Or is that like a...
I haven't heard that name in a minute. Holy.
Lord Stephen Christ. Last I heard,
He's
he was
the
threatening
Concave.
Obama with a broadsword.
I heard he died.
I heard he died.
Whoa.
He's a guy that ran the Concave of Earth bit in the, what I'm going to say, from 2006, 15, 14 maybe, through till 21, when I last heard of him, and it's probably that was when he died. But he might not be dead. I'm just making that up. I don't know. Concave guy.
That's the one where the Earth is the container, and like we're
You're
still a
in
ball.
the globe.
You're in the globe. Right.
It's bizarro. It's bizarro curvature.
If you want to
what
see
it
this
is, bro.
guy, you type in. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but this is how you find him. So you type in "gay watch" by a YouTube videographer called Fanny Lancer, and "gay watch" is his edited version of them
What
doing the rectilineator quasi experiment.
Oh my.
Oh my, indeed.
Wow. That's a lot in one statement.
It was a lot in one statement, but yeah, check it out. If you type in "gay watch," you'll find your way to Fanny Lancer's video with Lord Stephen Christ and Tristan, and his minions, and various other people being, I'll be honest, quite gay with their tops off, sawing stuff and making the rectilineator, which in itself sounds quite gay. There we go.
Don't do it, chat. Don't do it.
I said it yourself.
So that
Is that a... Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
I was just wondering, is the outbursts of flat Earth proofs done from the globe side, or they got any more?
I'll ask anybody else want to use flat Earth measurements to assert we're on a globe?
Or any globe heads want to go at each other. Like, give us a bit of a show, because I'd like to know, is it too big to measure, or do you have to measure it and negotiate and navigate around it? Which one is it?
Well, I don't have a proof for the shape of the Earth, but I can tell you some of the reasons I say that the surface of Earth is roughly spherical.
Go ahead. Is that Matthew?
But Matthew,
here we go.
But Matthew,
everyone
just because I started with a question, can you at least? I'm sure you can give me an honest answer. Does it sound like a bit of a contradiction to say that the curve of the Earth is too big to measure, but yet some people will say that they have to navigate around it, negotiate it? Some people can say you can see it. Is that a bit of a contradiction, in your opinion?
Yes, that sounds like a bit of a contradiction.
Thank you.
Go on then.
I appreciate that honesty.
You said you've got an assertion for sphericity. Go ahead.
So, for example, next week's full moon will appear about the same angular size all night long. So I think that's because it's going around a spherical Earth, and the distance isn't changing much. And I would assume that if the Earth were moving across a flat surface, shouldn't it change the size, the angular size throughout the night as its distance changes?
So you're asking about the not actual size not changing as it moves from its not actual position in a globe model, correct?
Correct. The visual angular size of the moon is what I'm talking about.
So as a question, it would be, why does the not actual size of the moon not change in not actual size as it moves from its not actual position, correct?
Yes, because I'm talking about the rule of perspective.
Not actual size not changing as it moves from its not actual position doesn't really concern me too much. I gotta be honest.
And
but it works for other things, like as a car moves, it gets smaller when it's farther away, right? How come that doesn't happen with the moon?
I don't know.
Why
does it? But why? Same.
Actually,
he's asking a reasonable question, which I like, right? Because that's a question I can get my teeth into, because I don't know the answer. I don't know what the moon is. Do you?
But his question has within it the knowledge that we have of a Cartesian coordinate system to give us the angle to describe its not actual size. That's planar by nature. So,
so I never thought I'd be saying this, but I actually find Nathan's answer reasonable, so I accept his answer.
What about John's answer about it being a planar description to give the angular size?
No, I just meant like just saying that we don't know what the moon is, and I think that's a reasonable position to take.
Not for you. You think men have landed on it, right?
That's a separate discussion. I'm talking about just what we can see. Angular size you can measure.
Hold on, you've just said that it's a reasonable position to accept that we don't know what the... it's reasonable for me, but definitely not for you, because you accept that men have landed on it, and you're saying that's a different discussion. Not at all. If we're going to assert that the not actual size not changing in not actual size has some bearing and meaning, we must describe the physicality that you will ascribe because you believe men have walked on it. I know they haven't. Without any doubt.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I would say that it looks... I think it's a physical object because it looks like a physical object.
You wouldn't lean on the men claiming to have walked on it?
No, I wouldn't.
That's interesting.
I mean, I just looked through a telescope and it looks like a physical object. It looks like a real thing. So until proven otherwise, I think that's a reasonable position to take.
Well, it's just
tangible. Do you think men landed on the moon?
Tangible. I don't want to debate whether or not it's reasonable to make that assumption. I mean, it's an assumption, and you accept that. How reasonable an assumption is different. That's different. The subjective nature of a reasonable assumption. No. We don't know. That's the bottom line. The men that say they've been would have had to have violated the second law of thermodynamics to get there via a sky vacuum that's not robbing us of all the gas we're breathing. So I know they haven't been to the moon. So therefore, you can assume it's physical. I don't know. I'd love to. That's why I'm engaged in this conversation, because it intrigues me. It makes me feel like a kid again. I haven't got a clue what
it is. Physical. It is physical. You can see it. That makes it physical. But that doesn't mean it's tangible. That you can put your hands on it.
Yeah, we can't physically touch it.
So I'm sorry, what's the difference between physical and tangible? Like one you can
just touching
see but not touch?
It's just that, exactly that, just not being able to touch it.
Like a rainbow, right? A rainbow's physical. Nobody's going to argue with you that a rainbow's physical, but you're never going to find the pot of gold at the end of it.
You're never going to touch
it.
Yeah, you're never going to touch it.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd call a rainbow physical, or like a shadow. Would you call a shadow physical?
Yes, because you can perceive it with your eyesight.
Huh. Okay, I'll have to think about that.
Meanwhile, Earth is measured flat.
This is an interesting crossroads, because there is nothing unreasonable that Matthew said, because everything he said has been caveated with his own acceptance of assumption and belief. So, more power to you. Go in peace. Wonderful for you.
As is usually the case with Matthew Lerms. So it's one of the few reasons I'll give him slightly more props than most other Globers.
I cannot. He used a planar description of an angular size within the Cartesian coordinate system to describe something we see, and asking about how that works on a flat plane, when he just described it from a planar coordinate system.
That's fair enough. We can make those. No, you don't have to let anything go. That's fine. He obfuscated that, but we can make the conclusion. That is to say that the description from the Cartesian plane of the not actual size not changing in not actual size as it moves from its not actual position, that would be the moon, does ultimately require a flat Earth in the description of the measurement of the not actual size. That's angular size. Yeah, we can conclude Earth will be flat for that description. Because, of course, all roads lead to a flat Earth. You'll always be measuring flat Earth. We all understand this. You can go forward and retain certain beliefs after the fact that violate the measurement of a flat Earth in the first instance. You can do that. That's perfectly reasonable, to believe you're on a globe. Everybody's entitled to their belief.
No. Belief without evidence is one thing, but belief in the face of contradictory evidence is something else. It's not a belief.
Well, that's not a societal standard that I can get behind. You're right, logically speaking, but as far as society is concerned, he's just entitled to his belief, as irrelevant or irrational as it may be, or in this instance, irrespective of its utilisation of a flat plane. You can still have that belief as far as society is concerned. Me, I think it's silly. You think it's silly. It's nonsensical. It violates the base principles of the measurements that the belief's based on. If you're going to say it's spherical, you can't base that on a flat Earth measurement. That's silly. But he's still entitled to it as far as society is concerned, and I'll, fight to the death to, prop up his ability to believe in whatever the hell he likes.
Yeah,
but his position is not reasonable, though. That's the only thing.
Unreasonable and tolerable in the societal context is different again. I can detail how unreasonable it is because it violates the law of non-contradiction. If you're going to violate the base principle of a flat Earth measurement, planar in description, you can't suggest the surface is curving. So I can highlight that.
Nathan, what if I believe it's okay to go to my neighbors and steal their lawnmower?
That's different. That's an actual law that you're breaking, though, isn't it? Not just a belief.
But I believe it's okay. Won't you support me in my belief?
So long as you don't exercise any physical ownership of property, then you can believe that it's okay to use his lawnmower whenever you like. So long as you don't actually do it, you can continue. You can maintain that belief there. You see how there's the same sort of distinction? Not doing it means you can maintain the belief that you can. You can't, you'd be breaking a law. And in this case, same with them. They're breaking the law of non-contradiction. Yeah, chocolate. Or did you button press the hand raise signal?
So Matthew, you don't say you don't know what the moon is, right? Because on the globe, they describe it to the teeth.
For this argument, I just say that I think that the moon is a physical object because it looks like a physical object. And I would expect it to obey the laws of perspective and get smaller when it goes farther. That's all I'm saying here.
As would I, based on the experience in life.
What would any of that have to do with the shape of the ground, though?
No, but that's not what he's exercising when he says that. And you can't disagree either. I would love to just jump on that boat, right? Because based on everything I experience in my life, there's no tangible things that I interact with that don't behave like that. So why wouldn't the moon behave like everything else with a perspective description? And expect it not to. Everything else does, but it doesn't. It doesn't change in size as you raise in elevation. It doesn't change in angle either. Ergo, it absolutely does do things that you don't expect based on the normal physical experiences of things that are tangible. So, therefore, as much as I can fight to the death to retain your right in that belief, I understand how that's not a reasonable belief because there are other aspects of the moon that don't obey those laws of other tangible items I do interact with. So, again, with all due respect, you're entitled to that belief. I wouldn't hold it for the reasons just given.
But Nathan,
can we name a resemblance between the moon and these other physical things? Is there any resemblance at all?
Put that in a question. Like, what does have a tangible correlation when moon is compared to
I agree,
physical things?
chocolate. Sorry.
That's all right.
All right, I'll give it to you in a question. Is it reasonable to believe the horizon or no, a rainbow is a tangible object because I can touch my wall?
Well, I get the same answer. Yeah, I'd love to be able to say that I could go to that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And based on my physical experience of other things I do interact with, there's nothing to tell me I wouldn't be able to get to the horizon or wouldn't be able to get to the rainbow. Now, there are other things about my interactions with rainbows that tell me otherwise. Same answer. Nice juxtaposition.
They're physical, but they're physical. So your prior statement is now wrong.
Correct, but only for the moon, not for the rainbow.
No, for the statement that other physical things behave as X.
Oh, I see what you mean. When I contrast other physical things I experience. Wrong. Yeah, I got you. No, yeah, I have to take that back. So no, because there's exceptions like a rainbow when I juxtapose my interactions with physical things in my everyday life. No, there are exceptions that also don't have that capability of tangibility like a rainbow. So no, I do take that back. Well done. Yeah, I was wrong.
You know, like the mystery of the moon that we're talking about. Are some globe believers sort of suggesting that mystery of how does it do this and why does it look this way? It can only happen if you live on a spherical Earth.
That's what they tell themselves because that's the current consensus viewpoint, and it's deliverance from the Roman Catholic Church over the last 2 to maybe 300 to 500 years, is what has now been accepted by a society that wants an answer, and that is the current standard answer. So yeah, they'll bite, they'll accept it, they'll swallow it, and they'll shit it out again, won't they? And they do. We see it on a daily basis.
But it's like saying that entropy happens because the unicorns in Narnia will it so.
Hold on. Well, let's just go to the unicorns in Narnia calculation to see how much we will or won't have unicorns in Narnia doing those things, John. Let's open the page on the unicorn calculations.
Yeah, see, like you're already off into absurdity with it, you know? Like you start with absurdity, you can only end in absurdity.
Can I count horses while I'm talking about unicorns? Is that all good? Like me saying that there are no horses, they don't exist, but simultaneously using them to suggest that there are unicorns? And I'll take your horses, by the way. I'll come to your ranch, whip your wife, steal your horses, and tell you that horses don't exist.
Damn.
Yeah. If that's your belief, I guess it's okay.
As long as I just believe it and don't do it. If you do it, like use the horses or use the flat Earth measurements, in case you haven't got this parallel, then you will know about it.
Right, like you're talking about angular size change of the moon. Don't use my stuff.
With that, I'm going to say if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Premiering streams, then stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, though, if you are watching this live, this is where we bid you farewell. So another massive thank you to both Discord. That's Politics. Check it out. If one of my mods will put a link to Politics again, you can join this fantastic server. But also to my G+ panel for making today's live show possible. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.